Hello everyone. Welcome to Humble Warrior Yoga Academy. I'm Taylor. This is Seymour. He is doing a sploot right now. And welcome. Today's class is going to be a little bit of movement, more so yin yoga poses, which are generally quite passive and lower to the ground. For this class, you will need 2 blocks. And then if you have a bolster, that can be nice. The bolster's not completely necessary though, but the blocks definitely are. If you don't have blocks, you can also use books for this one. Before we start, I always have a fun fact for everyone. And because today's class is yoga for cyclists, it is definitely bike related. So the fastest recorded speed ever on a bike was 183.9 miles per hour. Oh, he went from a sploot to a beluga whale. But yeah, that is quite fast on 2 wheels. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this class and let me know how it goes. Alrighty, so we're going to start in a tabletop position on all 4 hands and knees. So hands under the shoulders, knees under your hips. We'll just warm up the spine with some cat-cow. So when you're ready, drop your belly, lift your tailbone up into extension. And exhale, round your spine, push the floor away, try and protract the shoulders, push. And again. Arch your back, and exhale, round. Keep going. Alrighty, coming back to neutral. You're gonna step your right foot to your right pinky finger into a low lizard lunge. Now you can take a block in your left hand here off of your mat on a bit of an angle. We're gonna warm up the back leg a little bit. So your right arm, you're gonna bring it up, out, and over. At the same time, start to draw your left heel in towards your bottom and give your foot a high five. So using the hamstrings and trying to relax the quads. Let it go, toes come down, right arm comes back down. A couple more times, right arm up, out, and over. Give your back foot a high five. And release, and maybe you don't even come close to catching your foot, that's okay. You're just working towards it, or gently kind of waking up the hamstrings and trying to stretch the quads through something called reciprocal inhibition, essentially the quads and the hamstrings, because they do opposing movements. They can't really contract at the same time. Good, let it go. Now we'll pause in this lizard lunge. I highly recommend using 2 blocks to start. Now for cyclists, because of all the sitting, it's also very quad and hip flexor dominant. We're going to be focusing on working on extension in the spine. So pretty much the opposite of all the rounding that you're doing, and then opening up the fronts of the legs. And we're gonna hold this one for another 2 minutes. And I'll give you the option here to go down a little lower. I like to take the 2 blocks together and then make my way down onto my forearms. Or you could use a bolster. Notice if as time goes on, it starts to get more intense. Now, for the last little bit, by all means, stay here, or coming back up onto your hands, taking your left hand off of your mat or onto a block. Begin to lift your right arm up, out and over, and you can catch your left foot. Now you have options here. You could come all the way out of the lunge and grab your foot with both hands. I'd recommend putting a pillow underneath your left knee, or staying in this twisted lizard lunge for, let's do another 45 seconds or so. Feel free to wing the right knee open and close your eyes when you can. Take one more deep breath in. All the way out. Gently let go of your left foot. Start to push your hips back. And we'll do Ardha Hanumanasana, in other words, half split, as a counter stretch. So hips go back, straighten the right leg to some capacity. You can use blocks here on any setting. This isn't going to be one of our main poses that we're doing today. It's just, we're going to use it as a counter pose. Good, lunging back forward, moving your blocks to the side temporarily, and then stepping back into a tabletop. Do a couple cat-cows just to flush that out. Your two legs will feel quite different. One more. Good, come back to center. No suspense. Left foot to your left pinky finger. Taking your right hand kind of off of your mat just to start. And begin to reach your left arm up, out, and over. And give your right foot a high five. We'll just do this a couple times. Let it go. Left arm up, out, and over. Curl your right heel in towards your bottom. And let it go. This one's also great for strengthening the hamstrings. Two more. Good, last one. And release. Grab your two blocks. I like to just start on the medium setting, kind of always, in this low lizard lunge. And I know this one can be a lot on the upper body, but just bear with me. We'll end with some more passive positions. As the sensation, intensity builds in the front of the right hip, notice if it migrates somewhere else. So if you're, squinching your face, particularly between the eyebrows or your jaw, so you can allow your whole body to just be heavy on these next few exhales. By all means, stay here, or click your blocks together and drop down onto your forearms for the next stage of lizard. Now for the last stage, if you want it, coming back up onto your hands, taking your right hand off of your mat. You could take your right hand to a block. You're gonna reach your left arm up, out and over, and catch your back foot. Now, if you have a strap as well, that could be helpful, but just try to make this last phase of lizard the same as side one. We're trying to even out the body. Notice if the chatter in your mind begins to build. Just paying attention to those thoughts. Creating space between them. And you can use your breath to help relax the nervous system. Take one more deep breath in. And then gently let it go. Push it back into a half split. Move slowly. It's normal to feel stiffer coming out of these positions. Now grab your blocks. And again, this isn't going to be one of our main poses. It's more or less just a counter pose from lizard. Good, come on up. Move the blocks to the side and take a seat on your bottom. Take your feet together and your knees wide. And we'll do a butterfly pose. Just begin to take the legs into a diamond shape, so out forward a little bit. If you have very tight adductors, blocks under the legs can be nice here. Grab your feet and just begin to round forward. Try and relax your head. An option to take the blocks out if you want a bit more of a sensation. Try and close your eyes. And roll yourself back on up. Close the legs. Move your blocks to the side. And make your way onto your belly. If you have a bolster, it can be nice, but it's not completely necessary. Start with your elbows, or flip onto your stomach. And start with your elbows underneath your shoulders and your palms together. Now you could take the bolster underneath your belly. And untuck your toes into Sphinx. And this one, you might not feel it immediately. However, I find once you marinate in it for a couple of minutes, when you come out, you'll definitely feel it. And what we're working on is a compression in the lower back. So with all the sitting and rounding on the bike, we want to try to counter that flexion with some extension in the spine. And the nice part about positions that are prone or face down is that you can get that tactile feedback of your belly against the ground every time you take an inhale and an exhale. So it helps, makes it easier to notice your breathing and check in to see if you are diaphragmatically breathing. A lot of times we're breathing up into our chest, which when we're exercising is normal and it's fine, but we want to, in these cases where we're really calming the nervous system, just focus on those belly breaths. And we're not necessarily worried about breath regulation in these, yin style classes. Of course, if you need a deep breath in and a sigh out, by all means. Take one more deep breath in and out. Now you can stay here. Or for this last minute, if you have a bolster, you could prop your forearms onto the bolster. So just scooch it forward a little bit, and that'll increase the extension in your spine. If it's too much and you find that, by compensating, you're like contracting your glutes and you can't fully relax, I'd recommend going back down. So placing your forearms back down on the ground. Good, and then come on down. You're gonna move a bolster off of your mat. Make a little pillow with both of your hands and then turn your head over to the left. Hike your left knee up alongside the side of your mat, just to release some tension in the lower back. And switch left leg back onto your mat. Right knee comes up, look to the right. So the right leg up on your mat. Go back to a child's pose. Try and take your knees a bit closer together to invite more rounding in your spine. And then I have to take arms alongside my body for when I want more rounding. And hands on your shoulders. Pop up to a seat on your heels. And then make your way onto your back. If you do happen to have a bolster, you can take the bolster underneath your knees for the Savasana. It can be pretty relaxing. So go ahead and lay down. You can close your eyes, palms up. Allowing your body to be heavy here. And fully relaxed. Now feel free to stay here for as long as your heart desires. If you're craving more stillness, I highly recommend spending at least 5 minutes in Savasana. If you're with me, begin to wiggle your fingertips and your toe tips. And then you can roll out your ankles and your wrists. Reach your arms overhead. Give yourself a long morning stretch. Straighten your legs. And then bend your knees in towards your chest. Roll to your side, so coming into a fetal position on the one side, right or left. And gently make your way back to a tall seat. Just have a soft gaze or keep your eyes closed if you can. Take your hands to your heart center, and on your inhale, lift your heart up towards your mind. Exhale, bow your mind in towards your heart. Connect your thumbs in between your eyebrows, illuminating your own intuition. And from here, we bow to each other, and we bow to it all. Namaste.